What is going on, everybody? It is time for part 3 of the Batman reading order. This is obviously the biggest one yet, so let's get started. Hey guys, and welcome back. Just to prove how huge this video is going to be, this isn't even all the books. There's a few that I simply don't have room to put, so you'll see them when we get to them. So I'm not going to waste any time because we got a lot of books to talk about. So, let's begin. Alright, so this reading order is going to be a little more confusing. There's a lot of jumping back and forth from books. So first, you need to read the first 8 issues of Batman by Grant Morrison Volume 3. This is now when Batman Incorporated is created. So there's a lot of that in here. So just read the first 8 issues. We'll come back to this book in a little bit. There's something really, really, really important that happens in this book. So we're gonna come back to this. So the first 8 issues, and then a little event happens. Pretty minor, nothing important. Flashpoint. This creates the New 52. So, yeah, pretty important stuff here. Also, it's just a really good book. But basically, when Flash comes back, he kind of resets the time. It's super confusing. Whatever. He creates the New 52. So, you want to read the first 17 issues of Batman by Scott Snyder. If you're collecting them in trades, then that'd be the first 3 trades. So let's look at these. Yeah, Batman Volume 1, this is The Court of Owls. This is an iconic story. What a great way to start off your run here with one of the greatest modern Batman stories. Introducing a new villain, the Court of Owls. It's a really interesting story because Batman's like, if these court is real, how did I not know about them? And so it's really good. So read that first volume, and then volume 2. And then volume 3, which is really good. Death of the Family. Really messed up stuff happens. Joker kind of cuts off his own face. So that's cool. A lot of changes also were made during the New 52. So like Batgirl is no longer, or Barbara Gordon is no longer Oracle. She is back as Batgirl. Stuff like that. Minor changes. Nothing crazy for Batman. Batman doesn't really change that much. So then, you want to read the first 17 issues of Batman and Robin. This is a great omnibus, great story. So read the first 17 issues. Just showing, Batman and Robin doing Batman and Robin things. Batman and Damian Wayne. It's really, really good. So read the first 17 issues that are collected in this book. And so, now we're gonna jump back to another book. I told you, this one's gonna get really freaking confusing. So go ahead and read the rest of Batman by Grant Morrison. Just the rest of this omnibus. Yeah. Because I don't want to talk about spoilers, but I kind of have to for this. Damian Wayne dies. The son of Batman. Find it here. Yeah, here it is right here. Pretty brutal, too. So, that's, obviously pretty important because it's a Robin. He is now, gone. He's out of commission, you could say. Yeah, he's dead now. So, we're done with this book. But, this is when it's kind of like, you can just kind of make it up, like, you can put, books where you want them to go. But, although this next book isn't a Batman book, I think it's pretty important. Go ahead and read Justice League New 52, Volume 1, not just Volume 1. You can kind of put this wherever you want. It doesn't have to be right here. It can be towards the beginning. Just before we get to, Volume 7 of Batman by Scott Snyder. So yeah, this introduces the Justice League. This is when they form. It's a great omnibus. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Volume 2, not so much. I like it, but it's not as good as Volume 1. But this is some great storytelling right here. So yeah. I guess you can just go ahead and read this volume. This also leads into another event. So let's talk about the next part real quickly. I got all my books right here, in case you can't tell. Yeah. So don't read all of this omnibus yet. Don't read all of it, because this leads into Rebirth. So don't read all of this, but read Forever Evil, which is like, it went on for a while. So read all that. Let me find it, where that begins. Or where that ends. Because it went on for a while. But yeah, once that ends, that's basically the villains have to stop the crime syndicate. But again, we're not done with this book. We'll talk about it in a little bit. So just put that to the side for now. So these next few books are some more Scott Snyder stories. The 0 Year books, I don't know if these are canon. I don't think they are, but you can go ahead and read them. They're kind of a retelling of the origin, but kind of... And just some other stuff in here. Volume 6. This volume 7. The reason I had you read Justice League is because the Justice League appear in this volume. So, you know, you should probably read how the Justice League are formed, so you're not confused. This is a really good volume. I like this one a lot. But in this one, Batman is injured, and that leads into DCU. If you don't know what DCU was, that was basically where DC decided they'd rather tell good stories than canon, you know, that makes sense. It was awful. Superman was riding a motorcycle. He didn't have powers. It was awful. So during that time, Jim Gordon was Batman. DC wants you to forget this stuff ever happened. I do too. This is the only volume that really wasn't good. And then go ahead and read 9 and 10, which is Bloom, and then the epilogue. Doesn't really matter the placement. But you now... Actually, yeah, you need to go ahead and finish, you know, this book right here. Batman and Robin... This omnibus. Go ahead and finish this, because this brings back Damian Wayne. Yeah, he wasn't dead for very long, but that's comics for you. Yeah, he's brought back. So by the end of this book, he's back. So, yeah, kind of important. He's now no longer dead. I don't feel like moving this, because this is a pretty big book, so we're just going to keep that there. Okay, and then go ahead and finish out the Justice League New 52 omnibus. This book right here. There's a big event that happens, the Apocalypse War, which I thought was pretty lame. I didn't like it very much. I thought the movie adaptation was much better. But whatever. So yeah, go ahead and finish it out. Finish it out. And then... At the end, this book also collects Rebirth. So we have a new timeline now. The DC Rebirth timeline. And so with that, we have new Batman stories. So let me drag this over here. Alright, so we start off. Also, I do want to mention I haven't been talking about Detective Comics, because I'm focusing mainly on just Batman, or else this video would be 5 hours long. So, this first volume, Tom King's I Am Gotham. Tom King's run is pretty controversial, especially towards the end. But I really like the first, 5 volumes. I think after a while it kind of, you know, loses it, and we'll talk about that. But, here's volume 1. I really like this one. Introducing these, Gotham Girl, and... Yeah, they're really cool. And the Justice League also appear in here as well. In case you wanted to know. So then, Volume 2. I Am Suicide. This is kind of a Suicide Squad book in a way. This sets up Bane. Oh boy, is Tom King use a lot of Bane. He's all throughout this series, so this sets up Bane. It's pretty good. It's a lot of fun. But before you read the next volume, read this. This is Batman and the Flash, The Button. This is very important. This sets up the big Tom King event. So read this. Great artwork. Pretty good story. It has Joshua Williams and Tom King on it. And the artists are Jason Fabuk and Howard Porter. Both really, really good artists. So, the reason it's important is because a certain character from Flashpoint has brought back Thomas Wayne. That'll be important later. We're not going to go into detail why for now, but I'll mention it when we get to it. Volume 3, I Am Bane. Again, Bane's used a lot. This isn't the last we see of him. But Bane and Batman have this huge fight. And Bane, pretty much, yeah. Batman overpowers Bane. It's pretty good. It's a lot of fun. Again, I really liked these first few volumes of Tom King. I thought they were really, really good. After a while, he'll lose me, but he lost most people after Volume 5. So this is Volume 4, War, Jokes, and Riddles. It's probably the best volume. I don't know. But it's a flashback story where basically there was a war of jokes and riddles. But Joker and Riddler are having a crime war. It was really fun. It was an interesting story. A lot of villains, a lot of the Batman's Rogues Gallery appear in here. So it was pretty cool. But at the end, let me just show you what happens here. Bruce proposes to Catwoman. So at the end, Bruce proposes to Catwoman. Okay, that's when. Okay, so Volume 5, Rules of Engagement. It's okay. It's fun. It's interesting. They're going on a little, adventure, fighting against Talia al Ghul. And then there's a little double date with Catwoman, and yeah, that was fun. The double date. But soon he's gonna start to lose a lot of people. So Volume 6, you have Bride or Burglar. Setting up the wedding. Yeah. Wonder Woman and Batman have a little adventure, and yeah. So yeah. There's Volume 6. Yeah, this is it's starting to not get very good. So this is volume well, this is not a volume. This is the prelude to the wedding. Again, really dragging out this wedding stuff. So yeah, here's this, setting up the wedding. And then we have one of the worst Batman comics in history, The Wedding. But don't worry, they don't end up getting married, so it doesn't really matter. That's good artwork, though. Yeah, they don't get married, obviously. So, yeah. They don't get married. But that leads into Volume 8, Cold Days. This one I liked. I thought it was pretty good. Mr. Freeze, Batman story. We need more of those, I think. It also has some flashback stories. I don't have volumes 9, 10, 11, and 12, I think. Yeah, those I don't own because a lot of them are out of print, so yeah. That leads into Tom King's big event. City of Bane. Oh boy, this was not good. This was awful. This was terrible. This is, yeah. Bane takes over Gotham. There's Thomas Wayne. That's why I said to read those. This paper quality is not good. Yeah, this book kind of sucked. I did a review of it. This book was not good at all. Here's the thing. Tom King wrote Batman and Catwoman like they were kindergartners flirting with each other. Like, here it is. Cat? Yes, Bat? I don't think it's settled. Oh, you poor rich boy. You have no idea what you're getting into. Like, the amount of times in this whole series that they go, Cat, Bat. It was... Oh, man. Here's some good artwork with John Romita Jr. That's good. But yeah, even the final, like, battle of it was awful. Bane gets defeated, whatever, and then they just kind of, like, stop Thomas Wayne. But the big thing that happens in this book, let me see if I can find it. Kind of a big character. You could say big character. Yeah, pretty huge character. Just kind of dies. Just shrugged off to. Here it is. Just missed it. Right here. Bane snaps Alfred's neck. And he has stayed dead. He has not come back yet. He's been dead since this book. I'm sure one day they'll bring him back. But I'm actually surprised he's stayed dead this long. He's been dead for a while. But, before we move on to the next Batman book, I did want to mention, one book I think this is a good place to read. Then this is when you can start the Nightwing Tom Taylor run if you wanted to know when to start that, because this Alfred's death is really big. It's important. So it's also a great book in case you wanted to know. So James Tynion IV had 5 volumes of Batman. I didn't like it, so I didn't buy the rest because it wasn't very good. But you know, here's volume 1 of it. Like, this volume is okay, but it's not, the rest of it's not very good, so, you know, whatever. Good artwork, but, like, it's not for me. But that leads into the most modern Batman run. It's really good so far. Batman by Chip Zdarsky. This is volume 1, Failsafe. Really, really good. And has a Tower of Babel aspect to it. Really, really good. So this is good, but this leads into the next volume. Batman is put in another dimension. So, volume 2 is called The Batman of Gotham, but it should be called Batman into the Batverse. This has one of the best issues in comic book history. I do not care what you say. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. There's one issue in here that is truly just, this issue right here. Oh my god, it's so cool. Okay, so it's pretty much Batman into the Batverse. Because he goes around to all of these different... So here's Michael Keaton Batman. And then this is the... crud. I think that's Gotham by Gaslight right there. Not quite sure. And then, yeah, here's Gotham by Gaslight. 60s Batman. Or not 60s, but just classic Batman. Batman Animated Series, Arkham Batman, let's go, so cool. Batman Beyond, Kingdom Come, look at all these. There's another guess. There's Injustice, I mean, Adam what? Oh, this is a really fun part. And then, Dark Knight Returns Batman. They even got artists to do the kind of mimic the styles. This was so cool. And then I don't own volume 3 because it's not out yet. So there's that. So I said that I would suggest some Elseworlds. I only really have one that I really want to suggest. It's kind of a little, it's a saga. I guess you could say it's kind of a saga. And that's the White Knight saga. There's 3 volumes. I only own 2. Curse of the White Knight and White Knight. They're really good. It's like a, what if you know Joker was turned good? Here's my bookmark right there. I'm rereading it right now, so. Yeah, it's really good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading order. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Turn on notifications, I guess. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay geeky.